There seems to be some speculation that a fifth wife may be added into the mix. What do you guys have to say about that?
Yeah, they've been talking about that since basically season 1.
Do you think there will be more children in your future?
You know,
What's the status of Coyote Pass?
It was more work than we anticipated.
Congratulations, ladies. 10 years of Sister Wives. Do you get nervous before a season is about to come out?
Yes, absolutely. Every time I do get nervous. I'm a little bit more apprehensive to go out in public. Like, it's really raw and open, and we're super vulnerable and just super honest. And sometimes it's just not really fun to watch yourself a lot. So I kind of cringe a little bit when I think that it's coming. I don't know why I sneer like this. My mouth goes up like this a lot when I talk. It just drives me crazy.
There are some of us who are like, look, I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody hates me all the time.
I'm dealing with the stubbornest people I've ever known.
It feels like there's a lot of heavy topics that we're about to dive into. I want to start by asking, what is everyone's relationship with Kody at the moment like, and what are your relationships like with each other?
Kody and I have definitely had challenges this year because we've had to spend more time apart than we have ever, probably. So that's definitely been something I've had to kind of really think about and realize I still like him and I still want him around. So that was kind of a nice, we've been married almost 30 years. So, but I'm finding with my sister wives, I'm finding I value that relationship more and more as the years pass.
Kody and Meri's relationship is really sad.
I can't make him love me. So if I were to lean over and just kiss you right now, would you push me away?
No.
I have been here from the beginning, since day 1. It's really hard to look in the mirror sometimes and be like, what is it that I need to change and improve on that I can move forward in this relationship? Sometimes things aren't better, but then they always do get better. That's the thing that I find. You just work through it and then you get to a point that's good.
Okay, so should we take that as a thumbs up that things between you and Kody are going well at the moment? You guys are still together?
Yeah, we are. We've never parted.
Romance and sex are saved for people who are in love. If Meri and I really wanted to be together, we would.
Was there one conversation for you, Meri, that was perhaps the most emotional or hardest for you to get through?
Some conversations are really hard, and then you just kind of get through the emotion and figure it out and then just keep going. I don't want to give away any spoilers at all, but I am here.
Are there plans to expand the family? Do you think there will be more children in your future?
our religious belief is that we bring as many children to the earth as possible. And that is actually always a question. And I'm not gonna really talk about more than that, other than just that is always like something that we consider and wonder about and make sure and pray about and make sure that our whole family is here with us.
I am hoping that you ladies will clear up a little bit of confusion. There seems to be some speculation that a fifth wife may be added into the mix. What do you guys have to say about that?
Yeah, they've been talking about that since basically season 1. And when I say they, it's super fans, it's haters, it's tabloids, like the bad tabloids. It's just, that's what they've been talking about for a long time. But I don't know about you ladies, but I don't see it happening.
Because we've had to be in 4 separate homes. And I'm very worried because it looks like it's going to even be more separation.
I think now is the time for us to make a plan on what we're going to do at Coyote Pass.
Can I see a show of hands? Who likes living under one roof?
I mean, I definitely am for that. I don't think it's a must, but I always kind of thought that was a great idea. But
okay.
I'm divided, so if you're gonna ask on both sides, I think it would have been kind of interesting to try. I think it would have been fun.
I'm definitely 50-50 because I have done it and I have not done it. We're not doing it right now, and there are definitely perks to both.
I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum than Janelle. I really like living separate. I like my own space. I like my own autonomy.
Has it been really frustrating to not be spending as much time with Kody? And by the way, how does the schedule work?
You know, how he spends his time has always been flexible and adjustable. So generally, in a non-COVID year when there's no concerns, he's pretty much just moving, every day or two to a different house. He just tries to keep it pretty fair.
What's the status of Coyote Pass?
Still happening. It's just going slower than we thought. But I know that we've talked about this big dream and it being this kind of haven for our kids to come, our grandkids to come. I think about it every night as I go to bed. It's happening.
As your kids get older and, experience relationships of their own, what are the conversations that you ladies are having with your kids about whether they should pursue monogamy or if they should pursue a plural marriage?
My kids aren't open to living plural marriage, in all honesty. We've talked a lot through the years, just about everything. And none of my kids are going to live our lifestyle.
I think that we can acknowledge that they all love the big family and their brothers and sisters and the way that, and they really haven't expressed any interest or whatever in plural marriage, but they love their family. Just because we're doing it doesn't mean that necessarily it's for you. So we were always pretty open with that choice.
Just whatever makes them happy, whatever their path is the most important thing. Like the four of us all chose this, and we would never take that away from our children. Like they need to find their own path and their own belief, and in order to, live their fullest life.
Does that surprise you, ladies, that they've all seemingly chosen the opposite of what they grew up with?
It doesn't surprise me at all, because it just proves to me, and hopefully it proves to everybody else, that we don't force our family to do what we want them to do or what we think they should do. That there unfortunately are plural families who are like, this is what you're going to do, and this is just what the kids grow up doing. I've got siblings of my own, both from my mom and from my other moms. Some have chosen it and some have not.
I'm curious if your kids watch Sister Wives. Are they allowed to watch Sister Wives? Do you ever feel protective over some of the maybe more intense conversations that you're having as adults in this plural marriage? Is there ever moments that you're like, I really hope they don't see that?
Always in the back of my mind, I'm like, what if my kids see this? I'm leaving behind a legacy. It's not just that our family's on reality television, it's a legacy that we're leaving behind, and our children see it, and our children see the things that we say. So everything that comes out of my mouth is something that my kids can hear. And so that puts another kind of makes you think, is this something that I really want my kids to hear? And so even when you have to get super vulnerable or when it's a hard conversation, I'm like, you know what, I said some things that I'm not proud of, or I said some things that were really difficult that are just really more adult. And this is just with truly Gwendolyn and Isabel are fine. But I'm just like, I'm going to leave it up to them. And if it's something that they are uncomfortable with, and a lot of times they're uncomfortable. A lot of times they're like, ooh, Mom, why? Why did you do that?
You ladies have been on the air sharing very intimate, personal details of your life with the world for 10 years. How do you think you'll know when the right time to walk away is?
It's been really amazing to make a difference in so many lives. This year, our friends finally succeeded in decriminalizing polygamy in Utah. That was a huge, to me, that was like a huge milestone for why we did the show. So as long as we continue to do good, I hope we have a voice.
I have no idea how I'll know. I guess when we get to that point, I'll figure it out, or we'll all figure it out together. In addition to our plural family friends, we just have monogamists or single people or whatever who always are reaching out to me, who are saying, thank you so much for showing a family just full of love.
Robyn, is there a moment that maybe you're most proud of over the last 10 years?
I think, excuse me, I'm the crier. Anyway, my mom was able to go and be with my dad in the hospital because she's a plural wife. And she walked in there and she said, I'm from a plural family. I'm his second wife. I need to be able to go in there and be with him while he's very, very sick. And they just went, okay. And it was because they knew our show, and because there's so many people out there that are getting like a different view of what a plural family is because of our show, that my mom was able to go in and be with my dad. So it's a big deal to me.
My last question to you ladies, so many misconceptions. What is the message or the big takeaway that you hope viewers who are tuning into Sister Wives that they take away?
I think the biggest thing for me is that people understand that we chose this. We're not broken. That, you know, our biggest and most important thing is the love in our family. And even though we have issues in our family, we are always working towards working it out and becoming stronger as a family, however that looks.